Hi, my name's Sean. I'm the product manager at CareLineLive. I've been here for about 3 years. We've got a really exciting sort of range of features coming out soon. Starting with like the employee self-service platform, where they'll be able to like book their annual leave and set their own availability. We've also got some like smaller features such like visit rounds calendar, so they'll be able to see rounds on multiple days. Coming up, we've got PRN, which is integrated into interactive email. So these two new features work concurrently, and what will enable you to do is set PRN specific tasks. So instead of having to set individual tasks for specific medications, we now have a PRN feature which will enable you to set those as an ad hoc basis, allowing you to understand the time differences between when medication needs to be taken, so you're not overdosing or you're not potentially giving more doses of the medication than required. Interactive EMR enables you to digitize the EMR chart. Previously it was a PDF export. Now we've surfaced that information so you can audit the information and you can sign it off on an ad hoc basis, whether that be daily, weekly or monthly, so that you can evidence that you have gone through the MAR charts against your clients. So with body maps, we are releasing it in a phased rollout. Initially, body maps will be available by carer concerns. So when a carer raises a concern, you'll be able to attach a body map where you can do the annotations highlighting a concern. So whether that be some sort of bruise which I've identified or anything else that can be annotated onto the body map, which is then sent back to the management platform for overall view. And then later on, we will be introducing new workflows such as the ability to see the body map live, and then allocating like medications to body maps as well, so you can understand exactly what happens, which is especially useful for like the administration of creams. Continuing the theme of the app, we are going to introduce the ability to incorporate incidents into the carers' workflows. Previously, this was done with concerns, but from feedback from customers, we've understood that the carers are the ones who need to be able to perform the actual incident themselves because they're at the point of the scene. So they're the ones who need to capture the data there and then to ensure that all of the information is correct and that it can be evidenced against CQC if required. We're continuing to maintain our interoperability capabilities with other platforms within the space. There's a few things which will be coming up. So we have the ability to capture an end-of-life support plan, which will be useful for people who are entering the latter stages of their care. There's pertinent information there which currently isn't captured in the platform or is captured in different areas. So the introduction of the end-of-life care plan will enable that to be captured in a succinct location, and that can be passed on to whoever needs to happen. We'll also introduce the ability to absorb a lot more information from the user themselves. So the ability to understand what devices they've been allocated to assist their care. So whether that's like a walking stick, the household's sort of understanding, so their environment. So do they have a carer? Do they have like a specific carer? Do they have any other things within the household which we need to understand, such as what environmental impacts there are, and other things along that line. We also have the ability to capture dependents. So this person is in care, but who else do they need to look after, and what information do we need to know to ensure that the care is delivered everywhere, not just to the person who is signed up onto the care plan themselves. We're working on an advanced analytics platform where you'll be able to understand a lot more data across the business. So with our existing reports, they're more of an operational from a day-to-day care activity perspective. However, we understand that our audiences are growing, they're becoming more data-centric, and so we need to have the reporting and analytical capability to match those requirements. So rather than just concentrating on like the medications, some stuff such as like the business analytics. So how many active clients have you got today? What is your revenue for this month? And other things like that are coming through this new updated analytics platform. One of the main features which we get constantly requested from our customers is the ability to communicate directly with carers. So to handle this, we're introducing a new two-way communications capability where you'll be able to communicate directly to the carer via the app. And then also you'll be able to create groups within there, so you can have groups of carers. And this is useful for use cases such as like sending out immediate information, such as like a weather warning if a road's closed or emergency services, but then also just to keep up to date and make sure that everyone has got their like tasks allocated and they know what they're doing. One of the frequent requests which we get is the ability to communicate between carers and management staff. So the ability to traverse information between one party and another, whether that be understanding like what the shifts are and also allocating additional sort of rounds and that sort of thing. But then also the free-flowing information. So you can have groups of carers within the communication channel. So you can put forward information such as like road closures, weather warnings, and also if there's an emergency which like people can jump onto immediately. We're excited to launch our Support Home platform. It's been a massive undertaking and we've been assisted through the acquisition of AKKR and now into the Avara umbrella with our sister companies MOA and Health Metrics. This will enable us to continue the continuum of care, so from domiciliary care all the way through to residential care. It should be a journey for one platform, one set of data, so everybody knows exactly what is personal to you, how you want to be treated, and what sort of history you've had before, so that that knowledge can be put forward into future planning for your care.